The best golfers in the world will once again come to Erin Hills. The U.S. Women's Open will be played there in May, but the championship can't run without volunteers. Brandon Cruz goes beyond the game with one man who just keeps coming back.
Once again, Erin Hills Golf Course is on the clock. In May of 2025, it will host the U.S. Women's Open, the 5th USGA championship held there.
Well, it's a championship golf course, and it's set up specifically for championship golf.
It's a familiar place for Chuck Severson, a USGA volunteer who will be in charge of the marshals at the Open.
Yeah, I'm organizing chaos.
That's not an uncommon situation for Chuck because of his career.
When you talk about chaos, you know, I manage an equity mutual fund, so we're dealing with the stock market and the economy.
There's also pressure, especially as the calendar gets shorter.
So now we start figuring out, do we have enough people? Where all can we start to schedule them? What committee will they be assigned? That kind of goes through the winter months.
After the thaw, with the deadline nearing, the job heats up.
There's training that has to happen for all of those committees. Then there's a lot of communication that goes into it. And then it's championship week, and it's game on.
His start as a volunteer came in 2008 at the U.S. Mid-Amateur held at the Milwaukee Country Club and Brown Deer Golf Course.
That went pretty well. I enjoyed it. And then when we got the USAM in 2011, as a precursor to the U.S. Open, that was another step up in intensity. And then with the Open, you know, that was just sensational.
16 years later, his responsibilities have grown.
Brandon, for me, it's a lot of fun because I can be kind of behind the scenes, but make sure that all the holes are adequately staffed, that we have hole captains and area captains that are communicating with their people to make sure that everything's running well.
Which is why the planning is well underway many months before a tee even goes into the ground.
We got to make sure that they're sourced with all the things that they need to take care of their hole. Sometimes in all the great planning that I might do on the front end, as it turns out, we need one more marshal per shift for the entire time, so that winds up being the scheduling part of it.
For Chuck, it's his love of the game that keeps bringing him back to work at these championships.
I've met so many wonderful people because of golf.
And it gives him the opportunity to see history unfold right in front of his eyes.
It's a chance again to see the best players in the world.
More importantly, it's about being part of something bigger than himself.
I grew up playing golf as a kid, and like most volunteers for golf, it's because you want to give something back to the game.
At Erin Hills, Brandon Cruz, FOX6 Sports.